A couple of teams riding modest winning streaks. Virginia Tech looks to run it to 5 in a row today, as once again they welcome the Phoenix of Elon out of the CAA. Nothing but the air, and here's the first possession for Elon as the Phoenix bring it up the floor. Number of talented players that you have to focus on here. Yeah, without Abdallah, she mentioned Lawal. Thorne not there either with a back injury. It is going to be interesting today to see who can step up for the Hokies. But Elon belonged to Journey High School and college alike. He's an Arkansas kid. Got the first 6 to get things rolling. And here is a Virginia Tech answer. Slicing down the lane. Illness, as it's being called, that has Abdallah out today. A completely different look on the floor. Good look underneath.
30 offensive rebounds.
Bedford from the top. How about that from the elbow? Very nicely done.
Yeah, hasn't played well lately.
Doubled up the Hokies to begin things at 8-4 on a fast start by the Phoenix out of Elon, North Carolina. And a big, long arm of Hansberry in there to clean it up.
And now they've gone to Izaiah Pasha, who played his first extended minutes against Maryland Eastern Shore in the last game.
Yeah, 9 minutes, the high water mark. We'll see.
A normal starter on the floor right now. 4 people who are not used to being in this. And playing against a team that's playing with a lot of confidence here early.
Well, and this is a squad that has been sparked by the international trio. There was even an article, a nice article about them this week and the work they've provided for Virginia Tech without all those international connections today.
Yeah, and that has left Mike Young shorthanded. A little bit of foul trouble here has added to that.
And what does it look like? The actual numbers of those 3 not being available today, major difference for the Hokies. And Elon,
3 of them in the starting lineup, and Spell comes in off the bench.
100% coach, and he's a Virginia Beach kid. Remember that. Here's a young man crossing over from the state of North Carolina where he's playing his college basketball back into his home Commonwealth. Pasha looks into the interior. Hansberry, plenty of room of the contest.
Klacek, a really skilled 4-man, plays like a guard, but big-bodied.
That rattles down. There's the 3, which is such a weapon, and you said it. Separation on the scoreboard now. The crossover, 13.5 to go in the opening half of action, and that's a nice little kiss off the glass. That was a whistle on Hammond, just to first his direction, and this is from the corner, and that goes down in a given contest. That's how well they shoot it. Good for top tier in the CAA.
12-0 from the 3-point line so far. Back inside for Virginia Tech to find open shots.
They're playing with some confidence now as well with how solidly things have gone in the beginning stages here on the road.
Another offensive chance here, and Hall, who is really just like a one-skill guy, can really.
For more on those 3s, let's check in with Tamara.
We were talking to Associate Head Coach Chester Fraser. His first thing out of his mouth when he brought up Elon was, we have to guard the 3-point line.
What do you think in terms of everything happening around the country this weekend?
A little football action.
I know you're keeping an eye on what happens. And was the Conference Carolinas MVP in the championship game last season, so he comes over from some winning programs. This was a needed role. That's off the mark, one of the few from 3-point land that have been that, but it's cleaned up by Pettis underneath.
Turnover.
Now in the hands of DeMarco Johnson going the other way.
Backup point guard, long, lengthy, good penetrator, good passer.
ACC connections there. That's where the Plumlee brothers at Duke spent their prep career. So he's been in winning environments through and through. And how about this control?
And then off the dribble, Harrell, who doesn't go off the dribble much, did.
It's a completely different world now, the way you have to piece together the roster, find the right elements. Elon certainly has, and they found the right stroke sequence for Virginia Tech.
Yeah, here's a sloppy pass, and Hall catches it right, and we saw the production that those guys present.
You see the production Elon puts together, and on cue to match the graphic, another from downtown. That falls right into the grasp of Caleb Middleton. Well, the combo of that work and what they have done beyond the arc has Elon sitting pretty, and they will add to the lead. Just not simply the outside game, Coach. There's so many other ways Elon is taking care of business as well. And finally, an open window to slam one home. That's been as big a story as anything else on this Saturday inside Castle. Cleaning it up inside, putting it back.
Solid performance.
3 and change to go in the opening half. Every time it looks like something positive happens for the Hokies, Elon has an answer. Track exactly what Coach is talking about. 10 to shoot. And good disruption. That blocked away by Pasha. Out front his direction. Looked to be just as good on the other end of the floor. Shoot is there when it matters.
Something we talked about.
Now taken away. There to handle it is Hansberry. Shot clock off. And one coming for Gurdak.
Really nice play.
And one could cut it to single digits.
Nice play. And Gurdak, we talked about the fact that
coming down the stretch in the first half.
yeah, if they could get another stop right here, that would be huge for Mike Young.
Tried that 3. It had been the catalyst in the first half. But a drive to the bucket.
That's the good news, but picking up a third one is tough.
Tamara?
Mac just brought up the 2-second chance, 2-second chances that.
Well, 3 ball for Virginia Tech this time. Johnson drains it home. The last.
Gurdak had his man sealed. Hammond couldn't get it to him.
How about this? You got to go all the way back to the 6.5-minute mark in the first half for the last made 3. They've missed 9 consecutive. That will end the trend on cue.
Doing all he can, getting a little bit of a break right here.
He and Gurdak in double figures. Here's a takeaway, and Johnson takes it the other way for Elon and lays it home.
Just an absolute careless turnover.
Of Pasha's status. And here's a catch and shoot 3 from the corner. Like they've done it before. Coakley drains it.
Yeah, Pasha went under the screen.
Takes it back to double figures. As Elon seems to have an answer for everything Virginia Tech provides. Hammond trades him though. Suffice it to say with what we've seen today, and 5 to shoot for Virginia Tech. Try another from the corner. Shoot! Will. Boy, his length made a difference there, didn't it? Shoot! Again.
Dribble handoff. Second one in transition. Dribble handoff. Doesn't need much room. Thank you.
Kuchel picking up his second foul there. You glance at his numbers, Coach. The 6 points total so far for Kuchel, a bit of a surprise. Down the lane it goes. 10 seconds to shoot. Harrell, he was the first to connect from downtown. He's the most recent, and he gives Elon a lead of 4. 10 to shoot. 5 to shoot. Quick turnaround underneath. And Pettis lost the handle. May have had a little help there. Here's Virginia Tech in transition. And there to somehow clean it all up.
Priority away.
Johnson with 2 to shoot. Uses the glass beautifully. What a job to drive in. Neo Abdallas is not playing in this contest. Also without Dorn in this contest.
10 on the shot clock.
Up again. Boy, what a job he does. Backs his defender down there. And think about it, on more than one occasion today, Shoot has been the guy in a big moment for the Hokies. Down the right side, just would not go down. Guess who's there? Hansberry. Front for the first time today. And guess who put them there?
Offensive glass, he's been
Front of the rim.
penetration, created a decent look at that. Wow, what a pass and what a catch.
The look ahead by Carr, a thing of beauty right there. Including today, Abdallas, the distributor, who did not go. Dorn today who did not go. Illness and a back issue. Coakley, who had the most recent bucket. Inside.
Johnson, a long arm, good one-on-one ball defender.
Hansberry, close enough to lay it home. Tied again.
We talked about him in the opening. He's just such a tough matchup. Here he goes against Coakley, realizes he has a size advantage. Not a problem at all, played through what?
Elon looking for the W. Too strong. Hokies picked up their first lead. Johnson. Beautiful touch.
That was a nice job of moving the defense multiple times. DeMarco Johnson, such a good defender.
Hammond dribbles out of trouble and lays it off the glass.
And Hammond put him on his hip, took him to the rim.
Johnson right to the rim.
Miscommunication right there on the ball screen again.
Just enough touch for Christian Gurdak.
Mike Young with the timeout, the last one for either team. 17 points, 6 rebounds. Again, ball screen creates confusion. They don't get the rotation quick enough.
Front, Coakley disrupted, and Virginia Tech has stormed all the way back from down 19.